What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. You can call me T, and I'm pretty sure you can gauge by the thumbnail and the title that obviously we have run into a problem. I don't know if you can hear the background, but some people are riding. It is a nice day out right now. It is a solid 70 degrees. The only downside here in Maryland is it is covered in pollen. And I'm gonna show you exactly how bad it is. As you can see by my dog there, look at my steps alone. This is all just, there's pollen everywhere. So much, everything is yellow, everything, it sucks. I hate pollen. But other than that, let's get back to the real topic. So there is a recall on my 2024 CBR650R. I'm gonna go ahead and get the paper, that way I can read you exactly what the issue is and about how they're gonna fix it. So let's get inside real quick and I'll read it off that paper. So I'm going to give you the verbatim of the recall. I'm gonna read it off this paper, but bear with me. It states, the fasteners for the gear change arm to the stroke sensor assembly may loosen and fall off. If the fasteners fall off, the rider will be unable to shift gears while riding, increasing the risk of crash or injury. So obviously that's a problem that Honda has to fix. I mean, if it's big enough for a recall, obviously there's something wrong. So we're gonna go take it to my local dealership. It's about an hour drive. It's not too bad, but while we're there, we're gonna look at a couple things. Obviously, they are a Honda dealership, but they are more of like a everything dealership, so there's plenty of bikes. We're gonna look at a bunch of bikes, maybe possibly option that we could get a new one, who knows? I do love my Honda though, so keep that in mind. So as we go out into the fun area, don't mind the mess in here. It is very bad. I am not organized in the slightest right now because of winter time and all that stuff. But as you can see here, here is my setup. I have all of my gear. That is my wife's gear, my gear, helmets go over here, everything like that. And then over here, here's all my water sports stuff. Don't mind that also. Snowboard as well. But over here, here we go. Here is where all the bikes sit. Obviously, I have the bike that is going to the dealership right now. That is my CBR. I have my 2018 Honda Shadow Phantom, and then my wife's 1985 Honda Rebel 250. It's a great little bike. Got it for free. Wonderful thing. My Shadow, obviously, put a bunch of money into it. As you can see, a lot of customization. Wonderful things. But obviously, we are here for our favorite pride and joy, the 2024. Shout out to the Amazon stands. They are great. They keep this bike upright. They were relatively cheap. I think it was like 50 bucks. So get yourself a stand if you want some. I'll probably leave a link in the description so that way you can get yourself some if you need it. It is great for chain maintenance. But let's go ahead and get our gear on, and then we can head on down to the dealership so that way we can get this bike fixed, because who doesn't want to get the bike fixed? All right, so here we are in Atlantic Cycle. I'm trying not to be too loud, to be respectful of people. But as you can see, they are an authorized Honda dealership. We've got a couple good Rebels over here. I briefly thought about getting a Rebel, but honestly, one of my favorites is this Fury over here. I do love their Fury style. It's nice. I love that chopper look. One thing I'll never become is a scooter bro. Don't think I will ever be a scooter bro. I do think these adventure bikes are just way too big though. Like I don't know how people ride these. I can't do it. It's just too much. I'm too big. I do love the ZX10R and the ZX6R. Honestly, I love Kawasaki's ZX6R. I think it is a beautiful bike. Possible option that we could have. For me, it's all about comfortability though, so if I can ride that and not hurt my back, pretty nice. Obviously, we have more of the Kawasaki 650s over here. Still nice bikes. I do love them. Yamaha MT-07. A lot of people's favorites here. I'm not a fan of the naked bike, but other people are. I prefer a fairing, like it's on the 8R. People don't like the headlights on these. I like them. I think the headlights are pretty cool. I mean, I like the sharp headlights. Even though that's kind of a pod light, I do like sharp headlights as well. I think they're pretty cool. We are near Baltimore, so we can become a wheelie boy if we want. Another one of the adventure bikes, the Honda African Twin. It's a good looking bike, but I think it's just too big. I can't do it. Too much bike for me. I'm a small boy. This is more my style. A little 50s. Actually, it's a little 60. I bet I could wheelie that. Obviously, another adventure bike. A Yamaha Tenere. Still way too big. Too big for me. One thing that you will never see me on is a Can-Am three-wheeler. I don't think they look good, and they're just way too big. Look at the size of this thing. Look at that. What am I, 80 years old? I'll just die on two wheels. Die at the ripe old age of 30. That is the smart decision. It means I got 2 years left. They also got a couple nice quads here with plows. You don't need a plow. You can just get a bike if you want. And then obviously this big old trike Victory here. Still not a fan of the style. Definitely more of a sport bike person. But they do have a couple used bikes. Obviously, like this bike here is used. 6500 2007 Victory. They also have the Gixxer over here. These are used bikes that they do sell. Like this one here is a 2023, 16,000. If you want a Busa-esque bike. Or they do have the CB650R, which is the same thing as mine, just without a fairing. I kind of like these little crash bars here. They're pretty cool. And it's got a Yoshimura on it. Nice, not bad. Somebody's done a lot of work to this. I'm surprised that they traded it in so early, but I can't get over the naked look. I don't like it. I prefer the full Obviously, other people show up here, and this CBR650, not 6BR, 1000 is pretty nice. But here is my bike. It is back. And now we will get back on. All right, now that we're back on the bike here, I always feel so bad, especially because I'm not a big YouTuber, so going into places like that and recording always feels weird to me. Like, you know, people look at me all weird, like, what the hell is this guy doing? But that's not too bad. We'll get used to it one day, but for now, we got the bike back at least. And I'm actually heading over to my dad's house. I'll show you guys his bike as well. He's got an old 92 ST1100, so pretty cool bike. So I got my dad. Got my dad trying out the bike. This is his bike, the 92 ST1100. He wanted to experience the E-clutch, so we gotta let him experience it a little bit. I've honestly never heard what it sounds like, part of me riding it, so. So while he's out riding that, I can show you what he rides. He's got a 92 ST1100, still pretty much stock. It's a great bike, especially for 1992. I mean, it's still gonna beat my bike in top speed at least. Maybe not acceleration, but not bad. Let me know if you guys want to see me do a test ride on one of these to see what it does outside in the world, you know. But obviously, we like the newer style. I'm not a fan of like the rounded look. I don't really like that, but that's just me. So we'll wait till he gets back, and then we'll head back home, and then we'll figure out what we're gonna do after the rest of the day, because it's just too nice to not go out riding. I mean, look at this. Look at this weather. It's wonderful out here. So I know I didn't record a lot of the stuff that was going on the ride. Well, actually I didn't record any of it all because I had my wife with me and we were just having fun. But we are back now. We have the bike. Here we are. We're all back good to go. And she feels good. And for anybody who has the Akrapovic exhaust and you put a bolt in, just make sure that you Loctite it, because I only put a little bit on there and we lost a bolt. But this time I put a lot more Loctite on it and it stayed in. So, Loctite, especially when you want something to not come out, ever. Unless you want to just go ahead and maybe, just maybe, weld it. But I don't have a welder, and I'm not going to go buy one because for one little like tack weld, not worth it. Also, if you see this here, where am I? Here we go, right here. Make sure your ductwork is insulated, because mine was not, and I was getting mold on the ceiling. So you want to make sure that you get that checked out. My master bedroom is like right above, right here. So all of this is like uninsulated, but now that one is insulated, so my bedroom gets hot. So that is why I am fully decked out in this garage and insulated all of this so it keeps the cold air in. I don't open the garage very often, but when I do, I try to leave it very simple. But with that, this video comes to an end. We'll see what comes up next. I'm thinking we're gonna do some top speed runs, maybe, on the CBR. Maybe not top speed, but I do need to find out some 0 to 60 times, 0 to 100 times, 40 to 60, 40 to 100, passing things. I need to know things like that. So let me know what you want to see. And I do think I have plans for some car meets, maybe some bike meets coming up. Now that the weather's getting better, we'll see what comes up. But obviously I do have a full-time job, so it's kind of hard to juggle everything. But we'll see, we will see. But with that, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.